Hi, I'm Dr. Bertice Berry, and I want to tell you a story. It's probably more than one story, but it's become one story. I was in middle school and I was hungry. Um, my family was extremely poor, and on weekends and in the summertime, when there wasn't school lunch, hunger could set in. Near the end of the month, after my mother had paid all of the bills and stretched her dollar as far as that dollar could work, when those double shifts, triple shifts didn't quite cover it, there was hunger. A friend and I had been playing, and they said, "Come on, let's go to my house. It's time for dinner. You can stay over." As kids do, they invite their friends who they love into their home, into their life, into their dinner. We played for a while, and I could smell the fried chicken. I can smell it now. My friend's mother called for my friend and looked at me and said, "You can't stay. It's dinner time. Go home and eat at your house." They had no idea of my hunger. Hunger was not something we discussed. Poverty was not something we discussed. The shame and the guilt of it was not something we discussed. I walked home hungry, kicking dirt the whole way. Years later, I was in high school and a teacher called after me as I was walking down the hall. "Your shoes are run over," she said, "and the back of your ankles are ashy." She had no idea that we couldn't afford more shoes, that I used the money that I made from cleaning to help out with the family. She had no idea that those ashy ankles were ankles that had been standing and mopping and cleaning the night before. Of course, I'd taken a bath, but when you had to catch a bus to get to where you needed to go, you just didn't have time to do all of the everythings, and lotion was a luxury. During those same times, there were people who took me in. There's a Miss Nellie who lived in Kent, Ohio, in her 80s, would cook for anybody who wanted to eat. I watched her as she cooked the same amount every week, and somehow, whether there were 6 or 16, that food served everybody. There were teachers like Karen Denton and Leander Morris who told me that I could go anywhere in the world and that my gift had made room for me and that I would do great things. We've had both of these kinds of people in our lives. And the question becomes to you today in this one story, which one will you be? Which story will you remember? Whose names will you call in gratitude? And will your name be among them? We have a choice of what we remember, what we focus on, what we plant into our soul. And we have a choice who we emulate, who we become. I choose the latter. I choose the ones who fed the children who weren't their own. I choose the ones who encouraged and uplifted and inspired in spite of the attitude brought on by hunger. We have a choice in what we remember and who we become. Choose wisely. I love you.